after hearing me go on a tirade about Trump, this person will say something like, I get that you don't like his personality. I don't like his personality either. And I get that you find him to be uncouth and offensive, and so do I. But none of that really matters. What matters is policy, and his policies are fine. In some cases, they're better than fine, and they're better than Biden's are likely to be because Biden is going to be captured by the left socially and economically. So I'm wondering what you do with that objection.
Yeah, I have been getting some of that the last week or so from more people in my personal environment. People who keep telling me that yes, I've lost my mind a little bit because I have become a victim of Trump derangement syndrome, and that the policy options that are coming before us are so horrifying. I don't really agree with for several reasons. I don't think that the issues that Trump really campaigned on, he's really done a great deal for. I don't think, for example, that if you thought that it might be time because of the impact that free trade has had upon various industries in the US, and certainly for white, non-college educated workers, that therefore Trump's critique of what had been going on was not without merit. And I agree with that. But there has been no real success on tariffs, for example. I mean, there's been some minor tinkering, but we haven't seen a turnaround in manufacturing. We haven't seen a turnaround in things like coal. We haven't seen what he promised in 2016. We haven't even seen any serious permanent or rooted policies in controlling or changing the dynamic on immigration, which, if Biden gets in, will be back to square one. That we haven't actually seen a war of ideas that has defanged some of the worst elements of the left. If anything, Trump seems to me to have presided over enormous strengthening
Hmm.
of elements on the extreme left, and that he has been their best friend in so many ways by making it almost impossible to counter some of these trends on the far left without seeming to defend the indefensible. So on those people who once substantively are sympathetic to a more adjusted, as it were, conservatism, I don't think Trump has been competent enough to deliver it. And I think in many ways, he's been extraordinarily counterproductive in that effect. And so I wish I could say that, yes, he had a point about immigration. He had a point about trade. He has had a point about white working class people in the West. But failure to deliver, failure to prove that he can do anything about these things. And in fact, when you look at it, he's almost not mentioning either of those key issues of immigration and trade this time around, which suggests that really his attachment to these causes was entirely instrumental, and that really all he's about is his own sense of his own power and his own centrality to any conversation about anything.